So if you're about to buy your first home here in Jacksonville, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes first-time home buyers make. And more importantly, I'm going to help you go through them so that you don't make the same mistakes and makes the process much clearer and less stress. Okay, so number 1 is not checking your credit or seeing how much debt you have way before you even think about getting a mortgage. So you know, the scenario could be you find a lender and you dive in and you start the process and find out that your credit score just isn't where it needs to be, or you have too much debt. So what you need to do is well in advance, and I would say 6 months, a year, because you want to make sure that the information on your credit report is correct and you have time to fix it if necessary. So Credit Karma, lenders will be like, no, don't use Credit Karma. And so is real estate agents. But Credit Karma is a free option that you can take a look at and you can see what your accounts are. Don't really pay too much attention to the score because that is usually 9 times out of 10, it's usually not even correct. My score is usually much higher than what Credit Karma is, but it's a good place to start. So check it out. See what your credit's like, as far as how many accounts you have on there. I mean, you can get a rough idea for credit score. Now, the best site is up for free, but it's MyFICO. So that is the best site because that's actually what creditors use to find out what your credit score is, what your accounts are on all 3 credit bureaus. So you can actually get a subscription, and you just need to get a 30-day subscription, and you can get all 3 scores from all 3 of the credit bureaus and check it that way, and it is the most accurate. And that way you do have an idea for your credit score. And just remember, with scores, the higher they are, the better interest rate, which will save you money in the long run on your monthly payment and interest down the road as well. So that's really important to check. Okay, number 2, and this one happens a lot, where you don't get pre-approved before you start looking at a home. You try to get pre-qualified, and that's a really small process. That's just a matter of, hey, what do you make? What's your income, what's going out, things like that. Maybe they'll check your credit, maybe not, but a pre-approval is totally different. A pre-approval is basically you are pre-approved to buy a house, you just need the house, So that means they check your credit, they verify employment, they look at your assets, they look at your bills, they make sure that all those numbers add up, that you have enough to put down as well, and that everything, once you find the house, you are ready to go. And that pre-approval is good as closing. That's what you want. That makes your offer look so much better. Plus, it's less stress for you. And you don't have to worry about it. You have confidence knowing that you can buy that house that you fell in love with. And that is what it's all about. So the number 3 mistake, and this is actually not really before you go to buy a house, it's like during the process. But even before buying a house, you don't want to buy big purchase items like cars, furniture, things like that, because that will skew your numbers. Your income to debt is going to get messed up, and then you may get declined for it. So when you're thinking about buying a house, don't buy anything else on credit. Don't buy a car. Don't buy furniture. Oh, and story time about the furniture part. Had some friends, they had their house under contract in Missouri. Almost getting to the closing. They're under contract, they're getting there. The buyer decides to buy furniture on credit right before closing. The lender will check your credit during the process of contract to close. So they're going to recheck it. They're going to verify income, verify that you're still employed too. So this isn't a one thing and then boom, you get to do all you want before that. Well, the credit or the lender checked their credit and they saw that they had bought the furniture. And guess what happened? It messed up their debt to income numbers, and then they could no longer afford, in the lender's eyes, the payment or the house, and it fell through. Isn't that heartbreaking? You bought brand new furniture for a house that you can't buy now. So don't do any of that. Don't buy a car, don't buy furniture, nothing on credit. It's okay to pay things down, but don't increase your credit, okay? Now, if you are looking for like a step-by-step checklist or guide for buying a home in Jacksonville, I do have a free home buyer guide that goes through the whole process from beginning to end. And you'll find that link in the description box below. And also I'll have it pinned in the first comment so you can go down there and check it out really easily and quick. The other thing is falling for the, you gotta have 20% down to buy a house myth. That is not the case at all. You don't have to have 20% down. You can have a lot less. Some loans, there's 3%, 5%, 3.5%. There's even some down payment assistance programs where you only need 1% to be able to buy a house, and then you can get the assistance to go along with that. So don't think that you gotta save 20% and that is it and that is all, and that maybe your chance of buying a house is just non-existent. It's not true. Don't fall for that, okay? Okay, last but not least, this is one tip that's kind of similar to buying credit before you close. Do not change jobs before you close, okay? Because like I said before with the credit, they're going to check again. They're going to verify income. They're going to verify that you stayed with the same employer. Now, even before, let's back up though, even before you're buying a house and you're just starting the process, if you're going to change jobs, as long as it's in the same field. So if, for example, let's say you're a medical assistant and you're with one company and you're deciding you're going to be a medical assistant and you want to go to another company because you're going to get better benefits and paid more. That's okay. That's fine because you're staying in the same line of work. Same thing during the process of closing. Now, once you're getting to the process, you're pre-approved, you definitely want to talk to a lender about that. And if you can, hold off until after your closing. But if not, and it's an absolutely great opportunity for you, would really help your family out, and it's the same field that you're currently in, talk to the lender. There is chances that you can get letters from the new employer that shows what you're going to make, when you're going to start, things like that. But if you can, and you can hold out, try to hold out after you close on your home, if possible. Now, those are the 5 mistakes that first-time home buyers make when they're trying to purchase a house in Jacksonville. And now you know what they are, so you know not to make those mistakes. And if you have questions about it, I can walk you through the process as well. And don't forget, if you want that step-by-step guide that is for home buyers, that link is going to be in the description below and also in the pinned comment too. If you're wondering how much you really need down, click the next screen. It's going to be perfect video for you to let you know how much you need to buy a house in Jacksonville.